welcome back, welcome back, and welcome back. Today we are going to be making a white fish omelet. Well, several of them actually. This is catfish that I put in the food processor and chopped it up really good. We're going to use eggs, garlic salt, Mrs. Dash, some seafood seasoning. We're going to use some garlic. That's about a cup of my medley of red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. Those are tomatoes. We have red onions here. We have green onions there. And we have flour. This is a shot of everything we're going to use to make these delicious omelets. Let's get cooking. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'll say a tablespoon and a half of olive oil in the bottom of this pan. Not a whole lot because we're going to have to drain this mixture. We don't want it good and soupy when it's all done and over with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go in with those onions. That was the red onions. We're going to go in with the bell pepper mixture. And then we're going to go in with that fish because we're going to have to saute this on up. Because the fish has got to be cooked before we put it in the omelet. So we're going to let this go for 2 minutes. I'm going to come back and let you see what it looks like. But I am going to go ahead and put the seasonings in it here in just a minute. But I'm going to let it go for a couple of minutes, all right? By constantly breaking this up. We don't want clumps because we want to stretch this out, okay? So I'm going to give it 2 minutes. I'll come back and let you see what it looks like. All right, what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to go ahead, and it's been cooking for 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and go in with that seafood seasoning. Put a good tablespoon in there. Maybe 2. And then I'm going to put about a tablespoon of garlic salt in there. And then I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash. And then we're just going to cook this. This needs to cook for at least 10 minutes. You want to make sure that fish gets good and done. And you want to give your veggies a chance to kind of soften up. All right? So you want to let this go for at least, at the bare minimum, 10 minutes. Because like I said, we want that fish good and done. And I want my veggies good and soft. Not mushy soft, but soft enough. Okay? So this has been going for 3 minutes. I'm going to let this go for another 7. Make sure everything's done. And then I'm going to put it on a napkin. And I'm going to drain all that goodness, extra stuff off. Because we don't want any juice in this. Because it'll make our eggs a little runny. So we got to make sure we drain this very well. Alright? So I'm going to let this go for a few more minutes. Like I said, you need total cooking time at least 10 minutes. Nobody wants to eat raw fish. Not in this dish. Okay? I'll be back. Okay, this has been cooking for 8 minutes. This is when I'm going to go in and I'm going to put that garlic. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of garlic in there. That's it. I'm not going to add my extra like I love to do. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with those tomatoes. So I'm going to let this cook for the last 2 minutes. And then we'll be ready to start building. All right, give that a good mix. Get all that incorporated in there. And then we're going to let this cook for exactly 2 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, I put these on a cookie sheet lined with a napkin so that we can drain this as best as possible. All right. Put it a little closer so you can see. And now we're getting ready to go ahead and build our omelets. I've got 7 eggs in here. I've already beat up. And we're getting ready to put them in a skillet. All right, let's go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a dollop of olive oil in here. And I mean just a dollop for real. Then I'm going to take my brush and brush it all around. Because I don't want it super wet. Okay? And brush it all around. You can use butter if you want to. Canola oil. Just like you can use any white fish that you want to. So now I'm going to go ahead and get that omelet on in there. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do one great big one. I wasn't going to do a big one, but I think I will. Do one great big one. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that green onion in there. And we're going to let this baby go for a couple of minutes. All right? And I'll be back before we put the filling in. Because remember, the filling is already done. I'm going to let this sit for exactly a minute. And you've seen me do omelets before. So, I'll make sure I link an omelet video on here. I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I kind of cut my omelet down the middle. It's still cooking. We still got a little ways to go on this. And what I'm going to go ahead and do at this point is I'm going to go ahead and put some of that fish mixture onto this. And then I'm going to fold it up. All right. This is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to use all of this fish mixture to make omelets. I am going to save some of this to go over rice. Yeah. Use the dish twice if you can. All right. There we go. Put a little bit more on this. All right. I'll come back when I flip. 1 second. Okay, as you can see, I flipped it up on each side. And then now I just flipped it over onto the fold side. And I'm just going to let it cook a little bit longer, okay? And I'm going to flip it again. So I'm going to flip it 1 minute, flip it another minute. All right. And there she is. White fish omelet. You can top it with cheese if you want. Or top it with salsa if you want. Top it with tartar sauce if you want. Please feel free to like, subscribe. Things made easy with Gigi. Put it with a little bit of fruit. All day, every day. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Gigi's going to see you on the next one. Take care, you guys.